Big thanks to Burnhard for sponsoring this episode.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you guys how you can make a pulled pork on your pellet smoker, and that's why I'm up early. Normally this thing is going to take 21 hours to do if you do it low and slow, blah 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 blah. What I want to do is I want to see if we can get this done before dinner time. It's now 7 in the morning. We're going to run with it and we can see if we can make it happen on our beautiful pellet smoker. I've got this beautiful piece of meat, which is a bust and butt. It's not really a butt, it's really a shoulder. The blade's actually still in there, and we got a big fat cap on top and some really good intramuscular fat on the meat. This is a heritage pig, and this pig has been roaming around freely and it's been fed enough food to build up a good amount of fat and a good amount of flavor. And that's important when you're making pulled pork. You're gonna be cooking this for a long time, so that fat, that's what keeps it juicy. It's gonna render down, it's going to turn everything soft and tender, but still juicy. So you gotta have the fat. That's the important part when you're making pulled pork. Pork butt, which is actually the shoulder, with a lot of fat. Of course, I'm not gonna put it on the barbecue as it is right now. I want some flavor on it. So we're gonna make a special barbecue rub, which consists of all kinds of spices to give you that specific barbecue flavor. And of course, it would be awesome if you like to subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow and it helps to get the video out there. Let's get back to the rub. This rub consists of 1 part salt, 1 part paprika powder, 1 part onion powder, 1/4 part garlic powder, and 1/4 part ground pepper. Now we're gonna mix that up, and our barbecue rub is done. Before we can put the rub on the bust and butt, we gotta talk about the meat first. We got the beautiful meat right here, and then we got the fat cap on top. Now for competition styles, you would definitely take that fat cap off. But if you're making this at home, that fat cap is a blessing. Just leave it on. As long as it's not too thick, just leave it as it is. And this is around 1/4 inch of fat on top of that meat. So I'm gonna leave it where it is. This is going to be the shield that I'm going to use, because in my pellet grill, there's a little burner in the bottom and the heat goes up and around, but still I get a little radiation heat from the bottom. So I'm gonna place the fat cap down on the barbecue. That way I protect my meat from drying out. Now this bust and butt has been defrosting for 1.5 days and is still a little firm. It's just free from frost but still hard. That's okay, don't worry about it, but it will take longer to cook. So if you start at a temperature of around 0 to 5 degrees Celsius with the core temperature, it's going to take longer than when you let it come up to room temperature all the way. But this is more food safe. Now we can actually put our rub on. But you're gonna need a binder to help this stick to the meat. Of course you can sprinkle it on as it is, but you're not gonna get that thick crust. So we need a binder. And I'm gonna use yellow mustard, French yellow mustard, but you can use olive oil, you can use mayonnaise, you can use anything you prefer. Some people even use Worcestershire sauce. What I wanna do is get a lot of it on there and just rub it in. I really like what mustard does. It renders down and the flavor gets less strong, but at the same time it gives you a little kick. Now we can sprinkle that rub on. Look at it go. What a beautiful thing. And for my sprinkler, I'm just using an old Nutella jar. Works absolutely fine. You can use any jar you like. Just drill a couple of holes in your jar and you got a good shaker. Now that our bust and butt is seasoned up on all sides, we can start thinking about firing up our pellet smoker. Of course, I got it ready, cleaned up. I got my bucket empty out for the grease pan, but we need to fill up our pellet tray. The hickory is going to give me real strong smoke flavors, and that's exactly what we need with pulled pork. We want to actually taste the smoke from the barbecue. When you are at low temperatures and you're using a heavy smoke wood flavor pellet, then you're going to get a lovely smoke aroma. I'm setting it up to smoke at a temperature of 124 degrees Celsius, which is around 250 degrees Fahrenheit. At these low temperatures, our pellet smoker actually produces a good amount of smoke. When you go up in temperature, the pellet grill burns the pellets more cleanly, which means you get less smoke. Now there's still that little bit of residue left and you're gonna get a good, beautiful smoke. But I don't want to miss out on that smoke you get when you initially start up your pellet smoker. So I'm going to put my Boston butt in, and I'm going to close the lid, and I'm going to capture as much smoke as I can. That's what I'm talking about, beautiful amount of smoke. That's going to die down, so it's become less and less when the barbecue comes up to temperature. But we're still getting a beautiful smoke. We're going to let it run for a couple of hours, and then we're going to check back on it. A Boston butt has been smoking for 5.5 hours. And now we've got the crust that I want on it. Now it's getting dark and we build up a beautiful crunchy crust. This is absolutely perfect. And I only start wrapping my pulled pork when I like the way the crust looks, because that crust is going to give my pulled pork so much character and flavor. And this time it took 5.5 hours to get there. So I'm taking some aluminum foil and not butcher's paper, because butcher's paper still lets some moisture evaporate so you can keep the crust. But with this pulled pork, I just want to capture everything, all those juices, they gotta stay in there. So I'm taking my aluminum foil and I'm not missing out on all of those juices. Of course, you gotta get some gloves on because this thing is already 70 degrees. Then I'm gonna put it in my aluminum foil. Whoa, look at that. Now that looks insane. At this point you can add apple juice, you can add apple cider vinegar, you can even add butter to it. But I'm not going to. We got such a beautiful Boston butt, so high quality, that all of that fat's gonna render down. It's gonna be the most amazing thing ever. And if afterwards I need a little bit of acidity to add it to it, I still can. So I'm gonna leave it as it is right now. Just some good high quality aluminum foil and of course my thermometer. Stick it in my meter probe. This will allow me to know what the core temperature is, and it also allows me to know what the outside temperature is. I'm sticking it in the top, not in the sides, because I'm expecting so much juices that I don't want it to run out on the sides. Now if you think you can touch it like this, you're wrong. The aluminum foil transfers heat very easy, and that's why it's perfect for cooking. So I'm gonna put this back on the barbecue. There we go. And now I'm gonna let this continue to cook until we hit a core temperature of 98 degrees Celsius. I just got the notification on my phone that the pulled pork is done. We reached the core temperature of 98 degrees Celsius. And you can probe this if you want to, but at 98 degrees Celsius it's going to be super, super tender. No resistance other than the bone. There's so much fluid in this aluminum. It's insane. So I don't want to take it out without having the box to rest it in standing by. So I don't have to travel the distance with hot fluids. There we go. In the box, close the lid. Now we're going to let this rest. And in the meantime, we can have our Burnhard smoker do its shutdown program. It's gonna clean the grill itself, and then it's just gonna remove and burn off all of that ash and dust that still might be in there. Put my gloves on. That pulled pork's been resting for 1.5 hours, but let me tell you, it's still hot, and I don't want to burn my hands. So I'm putting some insulation on. You feel like you're prepping for like a space journey or something, but don't want to burn my hands. Now I'm ready. Let's go. Careful now. Straight into the tray. There we go. And now I can show you the goodness that we build up in this package. And don't let anybody tell you you can't make pulled pork on a pellet smoker. We're taking that bone out right now. There we go. That's your signature. That's how you know you did a good job. Boston butt, straight off the bone, super, super tender. And we still got plenty of flavor on that crust. Look at that. You can just tear into it, shred it up, and it falls apart, soft as butter. And now you can see what the benefit is of having it in aluminum foil. Look at all of that moisture you saved. You can mix that in with that pulled meat. Pulled pork on a pellet smoker, super easy to do. Like anyone can do this. The only thing you gotta make sure to do is buy good quality meat.
All right, what's this?
It's pulled pork.
No, this.
This is what I want to talk about. Look at it.
Yeah, but I've seen this for
This is
like
something
the last 50
nobody
minutes.
can-
I've been staring, but what is this?
Nobody can have it
Okay.
other than Dutch people.
Okay, we got mayonnaise, we got a Dutch sauce we can't talk about because it's...
We're gonna go Dutch style pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah, mayonnaise.
Like, do it for the homies.
Do it for the homies. Okay, bread, just Dutch bread.
Yes, you gotta have white bread.
One piece. Wow.
Pulled pork, mayonnaise. There you go. Yeah, baby. And now, the secret,
This?
pickled onions relish.
How much? The
Just
same
go
amount?
for it. Go for it.
Looks like lemon. That's scary.
It's good stuff.
I think I have a gut feeling that this is some heavy food.
There we go.
There we go. That's crazy good. You stop drooling, man. You're just... I can't focus.
It's hard to focus with the dog drooling. And we started this morning early, smoked it until we got that color, until we got that bark, so that we know that we have the flavor. And once we did, we wrapped it in aluminum foil and kept on pushing, but we switched it from a temperature of 120 degrees up to a temperature of 160 degrees Celsius. And that way we sped up the process without losing all of the juices. Like, it was all in the aluminum foil. And in the end, you shred it up. It's going to be in that tray and you can mix it up. It's not gone, it's still there. That's why you're going to end up with juicy and tender pulled pork.
Yeah. I do want to say, I think some people would have expected that we gonna eat this all or like halfway. This isn't supposed to be eaten all in one.
No. You
keep-
got to save it. This is at least 20 to 40 sandwiches, depending on the size of the sandwich you make. Pulled pork, it's a beautiful thing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Yeah.
Big thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members. See you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk.
And keep on grilling.
That's right. Keep on smoking on the pellet smoker.
Smoking.
That's right. Make your pulled pork at home.